bring it up to your butt. Quads, hammies, glutes, and calves. All muscles in your lower body that you can strengthen and improve right here at Talon Fitness. All right, this machine right here is called the leg curl. What it really works to emphasize is your hamstring, which is the back upper part of your leg. It really helps with speed, acceleration, a lot of stuff like that. So the way you use it is as you come into it, what I usually do when I use this is I put my knees right on kind of the base of this mat. Now, if you have the upper part of your, or the lower part of your quadricep on that, your knee is really kind of in a compromising position. So what you want to do is get up here, kneel on this pad up here, lay down on your belly. As you do that, you hook the other mat there with the back part of your foot, and you bring it up to your butt. Back down, up to your butt. It's very important that whenever you use any type of machine for any weight, that you really work to control the weight. Okay, I was always taught you don't want to let the weight control you, but you want to control the weight. So don't pick a weight that you might have problems with. Just another safety tip, control the weight, don't let it control you. And that is how you use this piece of equipment. Okay, this next piece of equipment right here is called the leg extension. It works on the quadricep muscle, which is the top front part of your leg. Now, what this muscle helps you do is simply extend your legs out. So, as you do this piece of equipment, what you do is you come in and you sit down in it. Now, I have this set up in the wrong way. If you notice, my knees, the crevice of the joints here in my knees, it's way out in front of where this seat ends. And that's not what you want. If I were to do this, and if there was a lot of weight on here, it'd be very easy to pop my knees out, okay, and have some injuries. So what you want to do to adjust this seat, you come back, you see this yellow lever. What you do is you push this forward, and then the seat comes back. So I'm going to put it right about here. I sit down. Now if you notice, the crevice part, the joint part of the back part of my leg, it's now right next to this seat, which is what you want. Now if I were to do it, I can do this comfortably without putting my knee in a compromising position. And that is how you do this equipment. Okay, so here we have just another variation, another option for the leg extension. Remember we did this piece of equipment just before where you have to make sure the crevices, the joint part of your leg, is nice and flush up against this seat. Now, the only difference is the weight system that you use is a little different. The first one, you had the plates, 45-pound plates, 25-pound plates, etc. This one, you have a stack that you can change weights with this little pin. Okay, so the only difference is the weight system. Same movement, same safety procedures and everything. Now, same with this, the leg curl. Before, we did the leg curl with the plates. Here again is the stacks. You want to make sure with your knees, they're right on top of this blue pad, okay? Again, the same movement, just a little bit different in terms of the weight system that you're using. All right, this piece of machinery right here is a very effective machine in working the lower part of your body. So first what you want to do is how do you get into it? If I were to get in this machine, right away when I'm starting, I'm kind of all bunched up. It's not all that comfortable. So what I would want to do is I'd want to come to the side here. There's a yellow knob. What you want to do is pull it, and then you can lift the machine up. Okay, now as I go into it, it's more equipped to my height. So it's going to be more comfortable. So here I am, I'm ready to lift, it's at the right height, so I can pick the weight up. Now, if I were to go into a squat, I would go down and it would stop. what there is there is a little black lever right here that when you pick the weight up, you have to pull towards you. Okay, that's the safety stopper. So I pick up the weight, I pull the lever towards me. Now I'm ready to go. Okay, so if I were to do a squat, I'd be able to go all the way down and then back up. All the way down and then back up. Another movement you could do in this, it's called a calf raise. So as I sit here, I put my feet towards the end of the base and I go up on my tippy toes. Down, tippy toes. Down, tippy toes. Once I'm ready to be done, I safely step on the base, put the lever forward, and put the weight down. And that's how you safely use this equipment. All right, this next piece of equipment is known as the hip sled, okay? And what it really does is it emulates the movement of a squat. So again, you're working the lower parts of your legs, to your quads, your hamstrings, not so much your calf muscles at all, just really your quads and your hamstrings. So what you do, first of all, is there's only one movement you can really do with this one, and that is bring the weight towards you and then push it away from you. So when you're ready to use this, all you do is you go ahead and step inside of it, and you sit down in the inclined little seat here. Now, one mistake that a lot of people may do is they put their feet really close together. When you do this movement, you want your feet nice and wide apart, about shoulder width, okay? Then from there, you pick the weight up, and on the sides, there are these two handles. When you're ready to bring the weight down, you move the handles forward. That sets the weight free. Now, if I would let go, this weight would come down and crush me, which is a bad thing. You don't want that to happen. So, as I'm ready, I bring the weight down and push it forward. Now, another thing that you do not want to do when doing this movement is have your knees bow in like a baby giraffe, okay? Your knees can cause or get a lot of damage, injuries can happen. So as you're doing this, feet shoulder width apart, keep your knees nice and wide, bring them all the way down, push it back up. Once you're ready to be done with, you bring the locks backwards. Now the weight is locked, and I'm done. And that's how you use this piece of equipment. Okay, this is another machine that works the leg muscles. It's called the seated leg press. It's a lot like the hip sled that we did before. The only difference is you're not sitting in an inclined area. Now you're just sitting nice and straight. Now, again, in order to really use this machine correctly, you can adjust it by, again, a lot of these machines in here have yellow tabs that you pull up, and you can either move it out or in, or whatever height that you might need it for. Now, very simple machine. Again, this one's really nice, whereas it has pictures on the side, start to finish, what you need to do to use it correctly. Also, it has the muscles used in it. So again, all you do is you put your feet, just like in the hip sled, both shoulder width apart with your feet parallel. You push the weight out and in, out and in. Now, for me, I would need to probably adjust this and move it a little closer because I'm not really going in a full range of motion. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're moving the weight far forward and backward enough so that you're actually getting a workout. So again, this is working a little nicer. Notice I have to move it forward and backward just a little more. So again, very simple machine to use. You move the weight forward, you control it as it comes backwards. It works your legs. Great machine, seated leg press. All right, this machine right here is called the multi-hip machine. And what you do is you can actually do a lot of different movements. You can do leg abduction. You can do leg adduction. If you are a track athlete or something where you need to work on your speed a lot, you can work on knee drive. Okay, you can work on bringing your leg back. So the way you kind of move this machine around between movement to movement to movement is again by this little yellow tab. Now, say I were doing the leg drive. I'm a sprinter I'm a running back in football. So what I want to do is, when you match this up to your leg, you want this to be about right above your knee. So as I come forward, I plant this leg on the ground and drive forward. Drive forward. Okay, so this is the leg drive part of it. Now, I just worked this, okay? As part of running, your leg extends and comes back. So you want to work the back part, which is the gluteus maximus, or the butt. So what you do for that is you, again, pull this lever, lock it in a place where you can bring your leg up. And where you want it here is kind of on the lower part of your hamstring. And I can feel it's not high enough, so I will, again, pull this and adjust it just a little bit more. Now, I throw my leg up here. It's on the lower part of my hamstring, which is just above my knee. Again, I plant this leg and drive this back. Bring it back up. I'm controlling the weight. I'm not letting it control me. Bring it back and forward. Now, obviously, to do the other leg, I would just flip this around 180 degrees, and I could do the other leg. Now, for leg abduction, whenever you abduct something, you put it out. So, what you want is, you're gonna stand, put both hands here. Now, I might have to adjust this a little bit. So how you adjust this lever right here, there's this little twist. Okay, you loosen it up, you can go up or down. Now this is about where I would need it, so I tighten it. It's not gonna go anywhere. I put it, again, right above my knee, and I bring the weight up. And now, notice it's not catching right until here, so I might have to adjust this a little bit. Here we go. Now it's catching here, which is what you want. Abduction, bringing it out to the side. Abduction, bringing it out to the side. Okay, now I want to do adduction. Adduction is where you're already starting out and you're adding something to the middle of your body. So, you put this up like that. You throw it on the inside part of your leg, and you come in. Out to in is adduction. Again, this machine, multi-hit machine, very, very effective if you want to work on speed, acceleration, agility. You can do so many things with it, but the two things that you really need to focus on and work on, or not work on, but remember, is adjusting it, yellow tab, moving this up and down is this little twist. And that is how you use this machine.